Non-linear, yeah. Q squared, hey?
Yep.
Okay, so producer surplus, you're going to need that formula. There's the formula. Producer surplus, revenue at market price, times the acceptable revenue at the lower price, and then they give you the P0, Q0, okay, minus the area under the supply curve. So, supply, PS equals 3 plus Q squared S. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, so obviously it's going to be PQ minus the integration of that thing. Okay, so how do you integrate that? Well, this would be this would be 3Q, and then this will be add 2, hey? So 2 plus 1 is 3. So Q3 over 3. And then from, it should be 0 to Q again. So you'd have to substitute Q in. Okay, so let's look at it there. There's the PS equals that. Substituting the P. Okay, the P here was what? 19. Okay, so to work out the Q, if I plug in 19, 19 equals 3 plus Q squared. Okay, obviously I'm going to subtract, so I'll have 16. Let me show an extra line here. I'll have 16 equals Q squared. Okay, then obviously Q can be plus minus 4. Okay, but you can't have negative quantity, so Q must be 4.
Oh.
Right, so now you've got Q4 and P19. Okay, so producer surplus, area under the supply function, okay, over 0 to Q. Okay, so where's my supply function? There's my supply function. All right, so there's my integration. Okay, so I integrated 3 plus Q squared, Q3 over 3 plus 3Q, same as what we had there. Okay, obviously 0 to 4. Why 0 to 4? Because it's 0 to Q. And Q is obviously 4. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, and then once we've got that, then you've got to plug in the 4 and the 0. Okay, so I put in the 4 here, and I'll put in the 0 there. All right, so 4 to the power 3 over 3 plus 3 to the 3 times 4. Okay, working that out on the calculator gave me, I think it was 33,3. And then minus obviously 0 here. Do you see that?
Yep.
Okay, and then going back to the formula said P0Q0. Okay, so what is P0? It was 19. So 19 times 4 is what? Let's work it out. 19 times 4 is 76. And then you're subtracting, okay, the area under the supply function, which is what we calculated there, the 33,3. Does that make sense? Are you sure?
No, I think I just need to practice these integrals.
Oh, okay. These, so this step, eh?
Yeah.
The definite integral. Okay, so how do you get a definite integral? So maybe just to recap that, when you're looking at a definite integral, so this is the theory. Okay, this is a function, and then you get a derivative. So when I'm looking at x squared, okay, how do I get the derivative? 2x. Do you agree?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so the formula, the general equation is given in the textbook. Basically, you're subtracting 1 from the exponent and you're multiplying that in. So I think they give the notation like this. Something like that.
In minus 1. Yeah.
Yeah, in the textbook. Okay, that's to get a derivative. Do you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're going from here to there, that's integration. Okay, so what would that look like? Well, let me just show it to you. I just want to get this so I can change the color. Okay. Alright, so if I'm going from integration, well, derivative to function, I need to use integration. Okay, so that's what you'll have. And then the rule to do this would be, I think the rule says, let me just think about it now, n plus 1 over n plus 1. Something like that. That's also in the textbook. Are you following?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so when you're looking at the integral, to get from derivative to function, okay, I'm going to write down 2x. Then what am I going to do? Add 1. Then
Yes.
what am I going to do? Divide by 1 plus 1.
Divide by.
Okay, so what is 2 over 2? 1. X to the 2, there's it. Okay, and obviously plus c.
And then another thing I'm struggling with is obviously the notation of the that you're doing an integral, and the 0 that you usually put at the bottom at the 1 at the top.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's a definite integral. Okay, so when you have a 0 and a 1, what does that mean?
Yes.
That means you're going to substitute in 1 into this. So it'll be x squared plus c. Okay, this would equal, well, let me do it this way. This would equal 1 squared plus c, okay, minus 0 squared plus c. Okay, so obviously 1 squared is 1, so 1 plus c, okay, minus 0 plus c. Okay, obviously a plus c and a minus c gives you a 0, so you're left with 1. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so
So you always take the top part first and then subtract the bottom part.
Correct. So whatever this is, you're going to plug that into this function, and then you're going to do this for the other thing as well. Plug in the 0 for the function, yes. Okay, and the notation can be like this, or the notation can be like this.
Okay. And what you put at the top all depends on the formula, whether you're doing consumer or producer surplus.
Yeah, it'll be that formula. So where's that equation?
Yeah. Okay.
Equations.
I think in the workings. Yeah.
Yeah, the equation looks like that. Okay, area under the graph. So it should look like this. There's it. Okay, that's how you write it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, but this one states it clearly. 0 to QA. If you go back to 17.
Yeah, this is area under the supply function over 0 to Q. So it's just written in a different notation. It's written in words instead of mathematics.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so they're just telling you, so if I had to write this in maths, I would write this. 0 to Q for the supply.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.